Hi friends, in this section we're going to learn about the covering letter part. This is one of those important documents that you have to include when you're applying for a position, and covering letter has to be tweaked for every job application. Remember that. So you can't have a single template like what your resume is, and you just don't think that you're going to send the same copy to every employer. You might have to tweak at least 10% of your covering letter, and you have to justify it that your covering letter actually deals with the justification why you are applying for this job. So let us take a look what are the contents of the covering letter and what you should always remember before you're posting the covering letter to the employer you're applying to. So let's switch to this covering letter sample. So here you can see the covering letter where I have highlighted my name, and here is the address and the handy details, and then you can see some kind of email address and the LinkedIn public profile. So you can also include anything else you want to, something like some people also put some QR code related to the contact, but it is not really necessary. So here I'm addressing it as dear all because I don't know who is going to read the application. It can be HR, it can be manager or something like that. I would avoid addressing it as respected sir or madam. In Germany, just put it simple, dear all. When you're writing in English, definitely I would say dear all will be the best. And especially here in the first paragraph, you're trying to tell what position you're applying. So head of technology, customer marketing, at which company. You can also address the company, and then you actually tell that why you're applying for this position, how is it relevant for you. And then it is important that you describe the current roles and responsibilities you are playing. Why we start the covering letter with this is because you're trying to enter the justification that current roles and responsibilities are closely matching with the roles and responsibilities that the current job is actually demanding to. And the second or third paragraph actually gets into the description of the roles and responsibilities of the current position. So how is this going to be relevant for the position that you're going to apply? So most important part that you have to remember that bring those common parts that are actually the current job is requesting and the responsibilities you are playing to the top. So it is important that you actually talk about those details in the third or fourth paragraph right away to tell them that how did you lead a team and why, because you are a technical lead, how your skills are going to be helpful for the current position. So some kind of explanation is going to be really helpful. And you can also give you some broader process related background if you have any working for bigger companies as I mentioned here. Then you have furthermore your achievements at this company or any previous company. You can write that achievement directly. And finally you're talking about your educational qualification, how your educational qualification or being certified as a project manager or being certified material management expert or something like that, how this position is actually right and relevant for you. You are highlighting it by the end of this covering letter. So there are three important parts. The first one is introduction about which position you are applying, how is it relevant for you. The second part is what is your current position and roles and responsibilities, and third part is this merging the roles and responsibilities of current job to the required job, and then highlighting your educational background and your awards or your certification parts and bringing them into the picture, how they are going to be helpful for your applying position. So this is very important way to present the covering letter. Do people really read the covering letter or not? This is the question I keep hearing from the candidates who apply. The answer is, I would say yes. As a recruitment guy, as a head of the software development department, I go through each and every part of the resume and cover letter because that gives me a good picture of the candidate before even I'm going to send an invitation for an interview. The most important part is how serious are you in terms of projecting yourself to a person whom you have not met. Your writing skills are very important, and your ability to present yourself with this covering letter and your resume plays a vital role in terms of getting a call, and don't underestimate it. And just a lot of people do another mistake is they take the same template and they just change this roles and responsibilities, very simple things, and then they just send the same covering letter for a lot of people. It might work, but for certain positions you have to be very serious in terms of applying for them in a very dedicated way. The reason why I'm telling is there are subtle things that you can't just use this as a template template and just throw them in on their face. I'll tell you. So there are subtle things. Even if you're not changing a major parts, I would say go through the covering letter as if you are the interviewer or if you are the selector, and read through it again and see if there is even a slightest sentence that you have to tweak for this particular position. At least do that due diligence minimum before sending your CV. This is very important, and I would say read through it even if it is boring, because there will be one or two sentences you might actually want to tweak based on the job description of the job posting, because job description will give you a lot of input about the job, and when you are actually trying to bridge those the experience and responsibilities you are currently having with the responsibilities and the requirements the current posting has, then you will definitely find, okay, I forgot this, but still I have worked in this kind of position or kind of capacity. I would like to include that sentence as well, and just highlight that one and send it to them. So this way it helps to quickly read through your covering letter and understand the job posting better, and have that one or two sentences tweaked for your current application process. And don't forget to save this copy into the application tracker, or put this copy of this covering letter and resume you have sent in a particular folder. It can be on a company's name folder, or it can be some kind of tracking Excel where you can put this file as an embedded object itself. So that way you will be able to recover that, and you'll be able to print them out when you're going for an interview, or at least you have the reference before going to the interview. So this is about the covering letter. And if you have any questions related to the preparation of the covering letter or something like that, feel free to set an appointment on the Calendly on the justgermany.net, and I will be able to guide you how to actually prepare a covering letter for your position, for your roles and responsibilities, and then further then you will be able to do it by yourself. So that's all for this section. Thank you.